Okay, back for part 3. With cutter practice template, it was a good fit to the art, but in double checking the size that it cut compared to the size I set on the guide, I recognized that the guide was off by about a 1/16 of an inch. So much like any mat cutter, you need to check every now and then to see if it's cutting square and cutting on the measurements you're wishing it to be. So I've now just cut another mat after adjusting this point here. I adjusted it over to about a 1/16 less than 3/8, reset it to 4 3/8, and I cut a fresh new mat, and it does measure exactly 4 3/8 when I look at it with the tape measure, and it is a good fit still for the art. So we now can cut our bottom mat. We are using the right side blade, which will cut a reverse bevel if your color is sitting upright, and we do not want that at this stage, so we are cutting all mat boards face down, and this does avoid mild scuffing that occurs from your disc and the potential for any black carbide dust that sometimes builds up and falls off of your oval cutter down onto the face of your board. So you don't have to worry about getting any of that on there if you've not been keeping up with the maintenance and there's a little bit of buildup. So knowing that we have a good measurement, we'll set that back in. This is your bottom mat, and it's not as crucial that it be centered because you can cut any excess mat board that sticks out on either side. It's only the top mat that you really want to make sure is centered exactly. Right. Clamp the side ones down. A little bit too tight on this side. There we go, nice and snug. Sitting on the mat board, light pressure. And done. Oops. Raise up. Now our top mat is a white mat. Has a mark on the back, so it helps us know that that is the back. We'll slide that in place. Every time you cut a mat, usually you have to raise and lower these guys just to allow yourself to comfortably slide your mat board in and get it positioned. All right, probably moving the video around too fast, but sorry about that. And, oh, there we go, one of them. Check. Now the top mat, they have requested a 1/8 inch allowance. So we are going to add a 1/4 inch onto our measurement here to ensure that we have an 1/8 inch on each side. So we'll slide that up now to 4 5/8. So with a true elliptical cutter like this, you can literally cut your allowance to be a 1/16 of an inch or a 32nd if you literally want just a pinstripe showing. So a lot more control for allowance and what you can get for accuracy on a straight cutter. So that has been adjusted to 4 5/8. It is still an 8x10, so there's no need for us to have changed this measurement. It is set up for it to cut in the center. We have our side measurements here set to be ever so slightly less on this side and greater on the other. And ready to cut. Thumb down, we're on the face. As we turn, we insert just a little bit. Happen to be going to about 2.5 on that little meter. Going a little farther, which went to just about 3.5. And that appeared to have been deep enough. Raise up. Cutting head to the back. Thumb depressed, released. Gently slide out. And you lift and hopefully the fallout drops away. Perfect. There we go. This will require ATG put onto the mat and for the human eye to be used to center it to get equal proportions all the way around. It's not safe to use the outside points to assume that is centered. And there we go.